Hello everyone and welcome to the ARDENTCRAFT SMP. This is an SMP where me, along with a bunch of other small content creators, can get together to share builds, lores, and my favorite part, betrayals. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the server started out about how you'd expect. I went around killing everyone multiple times. I guess you could say this is kind of the first war we had, so I killed them all again. Just for the fun of it. I found a golden axe in a ruined portal, and then it broke, so it's time to use my golden hoe instead. And then I realized my fist works just as well, and I got one more kill. Then I realized, actually, I'll make a wooden sword instead. This is going to make this a lot easier. So I made a wooden sword, and I struggled a little bit, and then I went around and killed people more, just for the fun of it. You know, we're all friends here. So I decided to use my hunting skills to get some sheep instead, and this one fell down a cave, as you can see, but the rest of these obeyed, and I was able to kill them and get their mutton and their wool. Eventually, I decided to punch a tree. I realized it's probably about time, so I got one log, and then I grabbed another one, got some stone, got the Stone Age achievement, which is, you know, pretty big achievement, and then I made some food. And I used jungle logs because I didn't have any coal at the time. And then this madness happened.
Kyla, you just took my chicken! That's my chicken! No, that is my chicken! That was my chicken! I have video proof! I have video proof!
I do too!
No. Hey! Dude!
What?
I had video proof that was my chicken.
Anyway, after that eventful battle, I decided it's probably time to get iron. So I went and found a vein, and then I decided to go look for a spot to build my house. I also wanted to find some gold from this Badlands, and maybe even a notch apple. Then I found this illegal floating bush. So that was cool, and I'm going to try not to break it. Anyway, I explored this mineshaft for a little while and didn't really find much. Just a couple pieces of bread and chest, as you can see here. Totally didn't steal those. So I walked around for a little bit longer, seeing if I could find any chests, and mission unsuccessful because those were the only two. So I decided to go into a cave and see what I could find. I found some mobs, so that was kind of fun. But thankfully I won because I never lose. Totally didn't just back down from that and get hit. Anyway, I walked further into the cave before eventually finding some coal. And it's about time. I was tired of using jungle logs, but this coal gave me some XP, and also, as you'd expect, some coal. And there's iron right next to it, so that was a bonus. So I mined up this iron, and I almost missed a piece, but then I realized, wait, no, we have to mine the whole iron ore, and cut down the whole tree, don't forget. So I mined this iron up, and as I was walking away, guess what? A creeper. So I got in my first really intense battle where I could die, but thankfully I didn't, because my stone sword is always better than an explosion. And I found more iron, which is pretty cool. So I mined up this iron and looked next to me, and there was a geode, which could be pretty cool for building blocks and stuff. So I decided to try to find a safer entrance because I only had a little bit of food on me, and then I just decided to just mine down. It was an easier way. So I got into this geode and I realized, hey, this could make a pretty good base. So that's what I decided to do. This is when I decided I was going to make this geode my base. I eventually started digging my way up so that I didn't lose where my base was because I knew I would never find it. And then my pickaxe broke. So I pulled out my crafting table and I made a mistake. Watch this. A diorite pickaxe. I tried to make a diorite pickaxe. I eventually fixed my mistake though and made a new stone pickaxe. Broke my crafting table, messed up a little bit with my inventory, and then I built this interesting little entrance, which works for now. Eventually I am going to make something better, but at least I can find my base. Anyway, it was time to get working now, so I came down here, and I realized I'm going to use those minecart chests as a storage system. So after fumbling around a little bit and almost breaking this without my pickaxe, I placed the minecart chest down. And then I realized I hated it. I hated where that one was. So I moved it over here before realizing it's a budding amethyst. Broke that one, mined up the rail, and move these both to over here. And then I realized, why are they next to each other? So I moved the other one over, threw the minecart chests on it, and now I have a good place to put all my stuff. And it looks pretty nice too. This base does get better, I promise. Don't worry, this isn't the end of it. So anyway, I decided to light it up because the last thing I need is some creepers to come in and kill me. But, you know, I would win the fight anyway. So I came up to the surface and decided it's probably a good time to start getting some materials to work on this build. I want to go with kind of a mineshaft themed build, and the dark oak wood from the Badlands seemed to work. I then decided to smelt up some iron while I started collecting this wood, and I cut down just a bunch of these little things because this is exactly what I wanted to build in the geode. So I went through just collecting a few of these, breaking them down, and sand falling on my head the whole time. It was horrible. But yeah, so I just went around, collected some of those, grabbed some of my iron, got the acquire hardware achievement, made some shears, and I wanted these shears because I decided I was going to put cobwebs. It fits the mineshaft theme really well, and I also thought rails would help, but I didn't end up using those yet. Maybe in episode 2 I will. So anyway, I started getting really annoyed with the staircase, but I decided to go through and light it up anyway, just because I don't want mobs spawning on that either, because that would stink, and knowing me, I would probably die. I decided to then hollow out the floor, and you'll see why in a little bit. This is just going to make it a little easier to climb up. So I grabbed some deep slate, which is a pretty cool block, I'd say, and it looks pretty good in most builds, and I realized it probably fit well with the colors of the geode. So after collecting some deep slate, I lost focus and decided to build these mineshaft things in instead. So as you can see, I'm just kind of replicating what was in the mineshaft before, but these are actually more custom because I broke a block. And here I made a diagonal one because I realized it fit pretty well. And I just decided to build those up and add a little bit of detail to my base. And I feel like that did that really well. So I continued detailing a little bit and making stairs. And then Alex told us this.
I got fired.
So I was back to building. I decided to put these deep slate tile stairs in because I felt like they add a good variation from the normal stone, and they also blend in really well with the purple that's in the geode. So I fixed up the staircase a little bit. I took the terracotta down that I just had there, and then I went back down into this cave, and I almost died, but I came out victorious and killed instead. Then I got some roses. You'll see why in a little bit. I just needed some red dye, and I got some more cobwebs because I realized you can never have too many cobwebs. And I found a spawner. So I made some red dye, and then once again I got distracted, decided to get some leaves instead, and yeah, I was planning to use these to detail my base a little bit, so I just went around collecting the most satisfying thing in early game, and then vines. So I had vines. I was going to put those in my base too, just to add a little bit of liveliness to it. And then my recording software stopped. But anyway, this is how the base turned out. You walk down this staircase and you see this geode. But I added this little area in just to add some plants in, along with the dark oak. And these geodes, I feel like, added a nice pop of color too. I also put those lanterns up there and these minecart chests as my storage system. I feel like these help add to the look of it a little bit better. I also put in this red carpet, which I then broke, but I feel like that adds to it too. Unfortunately, however, that is all that we have time for today. Thank you for watching if you did make it this far in the video. Please be sure to like and subscribe because that also recommends my content to other people, and me being a small content creator, that means a lot to me. It also lets me know that you like this video and what I should change if you didn't like this video. And I know how far you watched, by the way. Anyway, thank you for watching.